What's going on, everybody? It's Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I just want to talk about AQST, some recent news, and a date for you to keep an eye on. Now, December 23rd, we've got the PDUFA date coming up here, and I think there's going to be a huge catalyst. If you look at the stock price, we have actually recently been running the last 2-3 days. So one piece of news here, Aquestive gets written response from the FDA for their anaphylaxis treatment. You'll see right here that Aquestive has performed sufficient clinical and non-clinical activity to support the opening of an investigational new drug application, an IND. And this is great news, and they plan to file their IND for AQST 109 early in the first quarter of 2022. So it's another catalyst going into 2022. Another reason to hold on to Aquestive, another reason that just gives this more conviction for me. And we're also going to look into something else here that's very positive news. Now, this was just recently announced, and I believe this is why Aquestive just absolutely ran after hours. We got like a 5% after hours, and 6 companies were added to the Nasdaq Biotech Index. We've got Harmony, HRMY, we've got Aquestive, of course. We've got C4, I like their ticker symbol. We've got Century Therapeutics, and we've got Compass Pathways. They've all been added to the Nasdaq Biotechnology Index, and these additions will be effective prior to the open December 20, so prior to Monday morning. And this index is reviewed and reconstituted annually. For this year's reconstitution, 120 companies will be added and 16 would be removed. And I think this is fantastic news for Aquestive. And of course, I'll leave all these links for you guys so you can read it all yourself. I'm just kind of paraphrasing and giving you the main details. But I definitely think Aquestive, if it's going to run, it's going to be this upcoming week. We've got our December 23rd date for the PDUFA date, which would be bringing Libervant into the public, being able to market it and make money there. Great news for that. And I do have some previous Aquestive videos going over the earnings call, their last earnings. And things seem pretty good. Things seem pretty good so far with this one. I'm definitely very bullish on Aquestive. I really wish I would have picked up more when it was down in the 4s and we had that rough week. But I'm going to get into the charts for you guys. And another thing with this one is this really hit home for me because my daughter has actually got an EpiPen and she's allergic to almost everything. So if she went into anaphylactic shock, I would love to one day have a product like this where instead of having to shoot her with an EpiPen, I can just give her this film and it can dissolve and, make her better that way. I definitely see this being a very positive, and like I said, this hits home for me. This hits home for me because I would love a product like this, to be honest. Now, keep in mind that we did run after hours, so we're more up towards this 599 level. So take note of that. But we had a nice couple of days here. We did have a nice couple of days here. We got out of this, rough market that we had the last couple of days. We had, of course, that variant, all the bad news, everything just kind of selling off, all of the small caps selling off. And here's another thing to take note of with the biotechnology index that they're added to is that the minimum requirement is a $200 million market cap, and Aquestive is right there. So if any of these smaller companies are going to run, it's going to be Aquestive. They've got such a small cap. We're just a little over 200 million market cap, so if we get some big boys going into this one, which it being added to that index is definitely going to add some buying pressure. So I'm just saying, you see it run up, I really wouldn't want to take profits. I'm not taking profits on this one. I'm going to hold it. Now, I did say I'd sell some of my position coming up on December 23rd, just to kind of manage some risk in case we don't get approved for that, in case we don't get FDA approved. But you could always just hold everything and hope for the best. I'm just more of a risk management thing. But I really don't think I would want to take profits unless this is coming back towards all-time highs, towards that 630, 640 level. If it's not there yet by December 23rd, I'll likely just hold through it and, like I said, hope for the best here with their approval. But there's definitely more great things coming on the horizon for Aquestive. There's more reasons to be bullish. And looking at the chart, it's good to see us over all the EMAs. That's a bullish sign. And when you look at the base, I mean, you've got like a max downside of 470, 477 or so. We did bounce off that very clearly. And one thing to consider, though, is if they don't get approved, we're very likely to come under this level here. We're very likely to come under that 470 if they don't get approved. So it's just one thing to be aware of. But I do expect them to get approved here. But thanks so much as always, guys. I will be putting a video either tonight or tomorrow of 5 potential stocks to buy. So stay tuned for that. Hit the like and subscribe if you like my content, and I will see you guys next time.